Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Pastor Paul's Daily Devotional. Guess what? You're here. I'm here. Let's blow it up. So it's Monday, and I'm so excited this week to look with you at Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10. But before we get there, you can see that the family ministry space in the basement of EFC, 6,000 square feet, is under construction. So we're really excited. We're going to be reaching out to you, our EFC family, those who have attended in the past and moved elsewhere, those that are still part of the family, those following online in person. We're going to be asking you in the coming weeks, probably the end of January, beginning of February, number one, to pray that the Lord will help restore this space, this family ministry space. And then number two, see if the Lord, how he might have you give generously and sacrificially so that we can help fund this necessary renovation that's due to 7 inches of rain that fell into this space back on September 2nd. This space here for 50 years has been a place where tens of thousands of children and teen and adults have received the gospel, received the call to ministry, and we want it to continue to be that for many generations to come. Okay, so just keep praying, see how the Lord might have you give. Now, this week we're looking at Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10, where Nehemiah says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." The joy of the Lord is your strength. Okay? So I just want to talk about the context and the background of that text because it gives it richer meaning when we understand what's going on historically and culturally at that time. So just to go all the way back, Ezra and Nehemiah traditionally have been one book in the Hebrew scriptures. It's only more recently that the Christian church has divided them into 2 books, but they're really one companion book telling one story. What's the story? Well, if you recall, the Old Testament prophets warned God's people, the Israelites, that they were going to be judged, that God was going to discipline them due to their rampant idolatry, due to their rampant unfaithfulness to him, oppressing the poor and the needy, being greedy, etc., etc. And so in 586 BC, King Nebuchadnezzar comes in, besieges Jerusalem, destroys the temple, destroys the city, and deports many of the Israelites and takes them into exile in Babylon. Okay? Around 540 BC, Persia conquers Babylon. So Babylon is no longer the ultimate superpower. Now it's Persia. 538, King Cyrus issues the decree the Jewish people can start to go back home and rebuild the temple in the city. They started rebuilding the temple around 535 BC. Took about 20 years. They finished rebuilding the temple around 515 BC. Artaxerxes goes on and he becomes the king of Persia. Ezra, the priest, is sent to help with the rebuilding. And then we have in 444 BC, we have Nehemiah, the cupbearer of Artaxerxes, feels the call of God. Really beautiful prayer in Nehemiah 1. He feels the call of God to go and to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And so he approaches Artaxerxes. Artaxerxes releases Nehemiah to go back to Jerusalem, sends him with supplies to rebuild the city. And the expectation is when Nehemiah is done, he'll come back and continue to serve Artaxerxes. So Nehemiah arrives in Jerusalem. This is all the time frame of 444 is around March through November. He arrives. He's the governor. They rebuild the walls. They have a public assembly. They're reading the scriptures, the Pentateuch. They reinstitute the Feast of Tabernacles, or Sukkot, one of the 3 great feasts. There's a season after this, after Nehemiah 8, of communal fasting, repentance, for intermarrying and worshiping other gods, and then the covenant's renewed. So it's in that setting of the rebuild amidst devastation and hardship, that we see the joy of the Lord is your strength. And this season of rebuilding for EFC and in your life, don't forget the joy of the Lord is your strength. We'll talk more about that. God bless you. Have a great day.